America has hundreds of cities, each with its own culture, economy, and challenges. And while many are safe, vibrant places to live, others consistently rank among the most dangerous to live in the country. So today, we're counting down the 10 most dangerous cities to live in America, based on violent crime rates per capita and exploring what made them that way. Before we start, please subscribe and support me on my Patreon. All money goes directly to my university funds. At number 10, Cleveland, Ohio. Cleveland has a violent crime rate of over 1,600 incidents per 100,000 people, nearly 4 times the national average. This includes homicides, assaults, and robberies, many of which are concentrated in a few high-poverty neighborhoods. Once a booming steel and manufacturing hub, Cleveland lost over half its population since 1950. Deindustrialization gutted jobs, tax bases, and housing values, creating a vacuum where crime could thrive. Cleveland is dangerous because of decades of economic decline, urban abandonment, and high inequality. At number 9, Stockton, California. Stockton, in California's Central Valley, has long struggled with violent crime. With a violent crime rate of 1,400 incidents per 100,000 residents, it regularly lands on national watch lists. Gang violence, homicides, and drug-related crimes are persistent challenges. In 2012, Stockton became the largest U.S. city to declare bankruptcy. Years of underinvestment in police, schools, and youth programs left it vulnerable. Stockton is dangerous due to economic mismanagement, high unemployment, and limited support systems for at-risk communities. At number 8, Little Rock, Arkansas. With a violent crime rate of 1,420 per 100,000 people, it's one of the most dangerous mid-sized cities in the country. Gun violence is the main issue. In certain neighborhoods, shootings are a weekly occurrence. Little Rock also has a poverty rate near 20% and some of the highest rates of educational inequality in the region. Little Rock is dangerous due to a combination of rural poverty, urban sprawl, and a strained criminal justice system, contributing to Little Rock's persistent violence. At number 7, New Orleans. The city has a violent crime rate of around 1,500 per 100,000, driven largely by gun violence and homicide. In 2022, New Orleans had one of the highest murder rates per capita in the US. After Hurricane Katrina in 2005, many areas were never fully rebuilt. Generational poverty and systematic racial inequality remain entrenched. New Orleans is dangerous due to a mix of poor public services, inequality, and post-disaster instability. If you're enjoying the video so far, please subscribe and support me on Patreon. Thanks a lot. Coming in at number 6 is Memphis, Tennessee. With a violent crime rate topping 2,300 per 100,000, Memphis ranks consistently high in assaults, shootings, and property crimes. Memphis also has one of the highest child poverty rates in the country, and many neighborhoods have seen decades of neglect. Memphis is dangerous due to a lack of economic opportunity, resource inequality, and an overstretched police force. At number 5, Detroit, Michigan. Once the heart of the American auto industry, Detroit is now infamous for its crime rate, around 2,200 per 100,000 people. Decades of economic collapse and the largest municipal bankruptcy in U.S. history left Detroit struggling to fund basic services. While downtown Detroit is seeing a resurgence, many outer neighborhoods remain hollowed out. Detroit's high crime rate stems from decades of disinvestment, job loss, and institutional collapse. At number 4 is Baltimore. With a violent crime rate of about 2,400 per 100,000 people, Baltimore consistently ranks among the most dangerous cities in America. Tensions between police and residents are high, particularly after incidents of police misconduct. Like other cities on the list, Baltimore has wealth concentrated in some areas and extreme poverty in others, often just blocks apart. Baltimore is dangerous due to racial and economic segregation, deep mistrust in institutions, and entrenched poverty. At number 3 is St. Louis, Missouri. St. Louis frequently tops the charts for homicide rates. With over 2,400 violent crimes per 100,000 residents, the city is deeply divided by race and income, due in part to decades of redlining and discriminatory policy. Nearby suburbs like Ferguson have also seen national attention for police violence and social unrest. St. Louis is dangerous because of historic segregation, lack of opportunity, and high rates of gun ownership. Number 2 is Birmingham, Alabama. The city's violent crime rate is over 1,900 per 100,000 people, and it ranks especially high in murders and aggravated assaults. Birmingham faces a lack of public investment, poor educational access, and some of the highest poverty rates in the US. It's dangerous due to generational poverty, low state support, and deep systematic inequality in the Deep South. At number 1, Monroe, Louisiana. Monroe may be a small city, but it currently holds the highest violent crime rate per capita in the US, over 3,000 incidents per 100,000 people. What makes Monroe particularly striking is its scale. The problems of a big city in a small town frame, lack of job opportunities, poor education, and under-resourced law enforcement all feed the cycle. Monroe is dangerous due to rural isolation, deep poverty, and little outside attention. So what do all these cities have in common? They're not just dangerous because of bad people or poor policing. They're dangerous because of long-standing structural forces, deindustrialization, disinvestment, segregation, and poverty. Where crime rises, opportunity usually falls. And fixing crime means fixing everything else first. Jobs, schools, healthcare, and trust. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe. And please support me on my Patreon, link in the description. Thank you.